Gracious God, our Heavenly Father, we thank you today. We thank you for this day when we celebrate these kids and this new chapter in their lives. One chapter finished and a new one that they venture into. And we just pray that you will be with each one of them as they go on this journey of life. And Father, we just thank you for this food. We thank you for the hands that have prepared it. We just thank you for the opportunity to sit here and celebrate today. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen. It is, all of these kids have been very involved here at Middletown Presbyterian, and I just gave a brief little something about each one of them up there during the worship service, but we would like to talk about each one of them a little bit more and give you a little bit more information. So we are going to start with Nick Mariani, and Chris is going to talk about Nick.
All right. Well, first of all, I met Nick when he was an infant, and it was here on Wednesday at Adventure Club. And Linda was our chef. So it's just amazing that 18 years have gone by. And, you know, I want to cry.
I am.
Because it's been such an amazing journey with this family and how much they've contributed to Middletown. And I'm going to cry again. I'm sorry. I didn't expect this. But, you know, Nick, he was the cutest baby, I'll tell you. And he had a great appetite. We were just talking about how much food he ate, how much he liked it. And so Linda was our expert chef. And Nick is smart, he's engaging, and he's funny, he's talented. He has so many strengths, and he's kind, he's good, and I love him. And Nick is graduating from Penncrest High School. While at Penncrest, he played freshman football and baseball. Nick received the Most Valuable Golfer Award this year. He has been a member of the golf team all 4 years and was captain his sophomore, junior, and senior years. While in high school, Nick worked at Occasionally Yours in Swarthmore. And next year, Nick is very excited to be attending the prestigious Culinary Institute of America in Hyde Park, New York, on the Hudson River. He received a merit-based scholarship for partial tuition in CIA. And I just found out that Nick wants to be in the science of the culinary aspect. And he just said there was a funny story that someone invented chicken fries and became very famous with the chicken fries. So that's his hope. And hopefully he'll be able to support mom and dad as they supported him. And we are so blessed to have had you involved here at the church. And our prayers go out to you, Nick, that I know you're going to be successful and in any avenue that you partake in. And thank you, we love you.
I just have to say, I taught family and consumer science for a number of years, and for a student to get into the Culinary Institute of America, CIA, is just simply amazing. It is the top school in the country for chef training, for culinary, and I can say I had students go to Johnson & Wales, but I never had a student go to CIA, so it is really something very prestigious that he is going to CIA. All right, at this time, and I know some of you know her and some of you may not, but Aubrey Jones, our co-youth director, is going to talk about Aubrey Fink.
Oh. I kind of recently met Aubrey, but I'm just so impressed with who she is as a young woman and her ability to just gather everyone together and get the stories that, well, I'm just gonna read this and kind of go into my thoughts about Aubrey. But Aubrey Fink is a graduate from the University of the Arts with honors. She has a degree in graphic design. In 2017, she received a grant from the Caruso Business Center to publish a woman's magazine she imagined called The Bridge. And it's a field guide for females. Has anyone read it? Anyone seen it? Yes! Well, I bought both issues. I saw it, first of all, she was featured by NPR, her and her mom. And they just like, the character that they have as a mother and daughter is something that I hope Sydney and I can have because they can laugh together. They share so much. They share their heart with each other. And, you know, I even just hearing about how close you all are, I really want to get that closeness even with my own mom. And her publication that she put out is basically extending it to everyone else in the whole, our population, letting them know that you can have a safe place to talk about your heart, talk about tough issues that women face, that you face in relationships. There was a really tough story, but it was an amazing story. It was a young girl who had an abortion, and she went into detail about the thought process of what she went through and how it was a hard decision, and it's not an easy conversation that you have. I think with politics, we just kind of talk about, oh, it's bad, it's good, but it's people that are actually involved in the decision to, you know, there are real people, real women that have to make a decision. And it's just a story that had grace in it. After the procedure, I think a pastor was there praying with her, and for her, it meant the world. It wasn't the condemnation, it wasn't the judgment, but it was a hard decision. And, you know, she has to live with that, and she found a space to share. Like, I don't know if she ever shared with anyone else. Maybe she did. I think her family supported her, but she found a space to share her heart in this publication. So I think everyone should really take a second to get it and read it, because they're tough stories, and it's not, you know, sugar-coated. It's not, you know, washed with, I guess, the blood in a way, as you would kind of say. It's not a Christian message, but it's a message about what our society is facing, what the challenges are that we face as women. So really, there's so much heart in what she has, and it starts from that relationship right there with Kim and Aubrey, so it's amazing. Governor Wolf at the Governor's Ball is honoring her for her work with the magazine in May. Aubrey will be the Marketing, Design, and Communications Manager at Bach, a historic school in South Philadelphia, which has been repurposed to house 150 businesses, artists, makers, entrepreneurs, and nonprofits. And just with talking with Aubrey a little bit more about it, it's owned by a young woman. I think she's only 37. So she's just making so many strides with, you know, showing that females can accomplish so much, and that there's no limit to success. And when you follow your dream, follow your passions and your heart, you know, God will open a new door and make room for your gifts. And I just wanted to share too why sharing our stories are so important, because I went to a funeral, or it was a memorial service this past Sunday, and the topic was untold stories for the lady who passed away. She was she was the only child, and she really never had the opportunity to share her stories. And kind of at the end of her life, all those things just started coming up. Like, she was losing her memory, and the negative things came out. Like, she never had a chance to share those stories. So I just think we all should be willing and open to share with others. So that's my thought on Aubrey.
Redeveloping our whole webpage, and so we might not see, Aubrey's busy doing all the many things that she does, which is just awesome, but she's also working behind the scenes for us too. So right now I'm going to ask Rusty if he will talk about Alex Sredenschek.
Well, just in case you get a chance to read it, I'm going to read the bio because it's unbelievably impressive. So if you hadn't had a chance to read it, I'm going to read it again. Alex Sredenschek graduated from Messiah College with a BS in physics and a BA in mathematics. At Messiah, he's been involved in music ministries on the campus as well as a worship leader and educational services as a teaching assistant and supplemental instructional leader. Alex was awarded the Carlton Whitlinger Award in the spring of 2018, which recognizes students who exhibit, quote, qualities of persistence and unselfish dedication as they pursue and develop their own academic leadership skills. He has accepted an offer at the Pennsylvania State University for a PhD program in physics that begins in the fall of 2019. He plans to study experimental condensed matter physics. Following his PhD, he plans to pursue a position in industry and later pursue a career in academia as a college professor. So that's just the start, but that's not what I remember.
Only misbehaving.
All I know is this little shy little boy, Chris and Jim's baby boy, carrying him around, and he was so quiet, so demure, and just like the epitome of courteous and kind and thoughtfulness. So that's my first memory there. But every event we had, whether it was a Sunday school, youth group, mission trips, he was there. And he wasn't just there, he was a leader. And his kindness and his Christ-likeness shined through all the time. But if I had to sum it up, it's that piece that I read earlier, where it stated there at Middletown here, you could find it on the bio there, where it said there that he exhibited qualities of persistence and unselfish dedication. Well, to me, that's Alex right there. So Alex, you're only just beginning, but your faithfulness has been an inspiration. Well done, good and faithful servant.
When I think of Alex, I think kind. And I remember the one time we were going to Shack and we're between youth directors, and I said, Alex, I really need, if you could come with us and be the male counselor, and Alex is there, sure, Mrs. Shue. I'm asking him to give up a week of his life, a week of work without pay, but that's just Alex. Right now, I'm going to talk about Danielle Abrams. And Danielle is not with us, unfortunately. She very much wanted to be with us today. Up until just a couple days ago, she was going to be with us, but she is working. And she is one call today and had to stay in Lancaster County. As many of you know, Danielle went to South Dakota State and got I did this many years ago.
Agriculture
Degree, and then she worked around here for a while. But her dream was always to be a veterinarian. And I guess what impresses me is that after working many years, she pursued that dream of becoming a veterinarian. And applied to different vet schools, and probably not happily for her parents or even many of us, ended up down at St. Kitts down in the Caribbean at the Ross University School of Veterinary Medicine. I know it was a tough 4 years for her, being away from home. It was a lot of studying, it was a lot of work, and in true Danielle fashion, Danielle just buckled down like I've seen her so many times, so many things. When I think of Danielle, I think of persistence and going after her dream. And right now, happily, she is working at the Black Horse Animal Hospital. And I believe 3 days a week she works with large animals, which was what she really wanted to do. And several days a week she works with small animals. But when I also think of Danielle, I think of her love of the Lord. You know, we can go all the way back to when she was a kid here, and her just working and being involved and going to the pastor and concerned about the youth group that we had here, and that kids were learning about Christ in youth group and learning about Jesus. And then as she went off to college, I know she was very involved on campus. Was she at campus? Navigators. she was very involved in Navigators, went through extensive training to go on an extended mission trip to the Philippines. And then when she graduated, it was to our fortune that she came back and just, once again, we were kind of between youth leaders or youth directors, and you know, Danielle helped me do a weekly Bible study. She was always at youth group. She would do lock-ins with a smiling face. You know, lock-ins are just my nightmare. But you know, Danielle, you know, we're down here at 2 a.m. at night playing games with them, and you know, I'm sitting in the corner, and Danielle's here playing with the kids, getting beat up by the kids. But you know, she went on mission trips with us, and just the way she mentored the kids, and what an example she set for our youth. And she taught me so much about working with kids and for kids. So we're sorry Danielle's not here today, but a very special person that we like seeing when she's able to come home. So.
If she were here, she would want to thank everybody for praying her through vet school. She went through 2 hurricanes, which were very traumatic for us at home, but that's what she would want you all to know. Thank you so much for praying her through school. Appreciate it.
And we have not forgotten about our adopted Mark Hall. And Misty is going to talk about Mark.
I am. I didn't know I was going to be doing this till a couple days ago, so.
I couldn't give her too much notice.
So this is kind of on the fly, but I want to, before I start crying, I'm going to read the details because this is personal for me. Mark Hull has just graduated from the University of Arts in Philadelphia with a bachelor's degree in music composition. During his time there, he received the Margaret Garwood Memorial Prize in Composition 2 years in a row. I would say he would tell you that, yeah, I'll leave it alone. In addition to this, he wrote pieces in various styles, including film music, and had a piece premiered in Warwick, New York. He has performed numerous times with bands he started in school ensembles. He also sang with the Philly Pops Festival Chorus. He just finished playing mandolin in the pit orchestra for Broadway's live production of Fiddler on the Roof, and in the fall, Mark will be traveling to Valencia, Spain, where he will live for a year while studying at Berklee College of Music to pursue a master's in scoring for film, television, and video games, which I actually didn't know. Okay. So, there's a lot of kids in this room that I adore, absolutely adore. Most of you know my situation. I'm not going to go into detail about that. Without them, I wouldn't be here. Love Megan, love Alex, love Mark, Teresa, Nick, I remember you running around after sauce. I haven't seen much of you lately. Mark. You're so much like my son, but better. I purposely, for a while, kept some distance because you are so much like my son. But I'm so grateful I don't have any distance anymore. I love hockey. Shocker. I was at a game 2 years ago, I believe, on Zach's birthday. In walks Mark in the door. No idea he was coming. See him, runs up, hugs me. That was it. Big ball of goo. Bit of ball of goo around Mark for the rest of the time. He is my hockey buddy. I will miss him dearly when he goes to Spain. His musical talent is unreal. If you can watch him play, it's ridiculous. He's one of the most well-rounded human beings I've ever met. Smartest. Has quirky little things like a nutcracker collection. It's fabulous. I mean, it's fabulous. So on a side note, I don't know if you guys know this or not, but he's actually not a member of this church. But anytime I call, Alex, Megan, also everybody, Heather is not here. We are doing dinners at a shelter on Tuesday night, and I didn't have a whole lot of help. And Saturday, I called Mark and Alex and said, "Hey, what are you doing Tuesday night?" And both of them came with me. Never hesitated to help me with anything. Drug you out to Colonial Day on more times than I can count, which I'm sorry, but you won't be here this fall to do it again. But I love you. I love you dearly. You can have anything you want from me for life. But it will kill me that you're going to Spain. It really will. I will miss you. But we're honored to have you as an honorary part of this group, and you're a member as far as we're all concerned.
As I started by saying, Mark, our adopted Mark.
That's right.
We adopted him to us. You know, this is just this whole group of kids. You know, Sara McWaters is in Alaska. Tyler Donohue has not been here very often. He's been down at Liberty University, but we're getting to know his mom and dad. And when he comes up, it's just an amazing group of kids. And we are just so blessed to know them and so excited to see what they're going to do next. And we are going to continue to pray for each one of them as they go on their next steps. So we thank you all for celebrating with us. We do have dessert. There's vanilla cake and chocolate cake and homemade cookies by this very talented woman, Sredenschek. There's a person that somehow puts all this together, and that is Misty. So